Hello everyone, welcome to the BALPPA update, the weekly update. Today's Friday the 8th of May and we are awaiting our big announcement on Sunday of this week coming. So a couple of days before we find out how our lockdown will look and how it may or may not be eased over the next few weeks, so that will be interesting. We've sort of decided that this week is a little bit of a limbo week. There's not a huge amount of guidance out there. Things are continuing, and I'll cover some of those things that we're working on and have been for the last few weeks. But really, it is all now about what is said on Sunday. The insurance detail that we've been working on, that is still continuing. The FCA this week announced that they will be going to court to challenge some of the insurers to see what their terms are with regards to business interruption insurance. We've issued out a number of times the UK hospitality backed scheme that allows you to have to be involved in crowdfunding and potentially have your policy reviewed to see if you've got a case going forward, and that's rumbling on. I think we're all agreed that's not going to be done quickly. It's going to be over a period of time, so there is an opportunity to look at that. We did issue out guidance that we felt it was important that people get a claim registered with your insurer, even if the insurer said no claim. Your broker has said no chance. We still recommend you get a claim in. There doesn't seem to be a downside to that. The only downside is that if there is a time limit on your claim or your ability to do so, please don't miss that. So what are we doing this week? So this week I think we will try and position ourselves to amalgamate or compile the advice that is available at the moment. Our sister organisations, BACTA, that look after the coin-op side of the businesses that are members of ours, and BIAZA, who look after the animal husbandry side of our zoos, aquariums and animal attractions. We're going to put those two and ourselves together and send that out to members to make sure everyone's got that information to hand, and acknowledge hugely the amount of work done by all of the associations and the partnerships and the engagement we have with them, and we're grateful for that, and we've obviously offered our information to them, so that will become available. Our next phase next week, I'm hoping to be able to report on workplace risk assessment and where we are with that. That is going to be crucial going forward. No attraction, no workplace will open unless they have considered the roles that staff take in those areas, and that risk assessment has been done, which may or may not include PPE. Another discussion for next week and beyond. We are learning things about that. Part of that learning is that the world has suddenly, with the current technology, become a much smaller place. We've had meetings and conversations with our colleagues in different associations around the world. We've spoken to South Africa, we've worked with IARPA, I've had calls to Australia. So we are working on and getting ideas from all of those countries. Shanghai Disney opens on the 11th of May, but they will be opening with temperature checks, masks. They will also have the system they use is that they have a green light system on their phones, which allows them to move around. That's not something we've come across yet in the UK. It may or may not be something we have to consider going forward. At this point, we don't know. So ideas are there around the world. We've got great examples of what people are doing, which gives us a little bit of hope, I think. Actually had a good report from Southend, actually. Really nice nice story about reopening some catering outlets when people are out walking. People absolutely delighted to see those types of things coming back into operation, and thankful that the staff that are operating them have taken the time and trouble to get going again. So really positive story. So thanks for sharing that with us. And I think our focus next week, before we get back to this bulletin, this video message next week, is that we are going to be focusing with the government on flexible furloughing. Really important that things aren't stopped all of a sudden. Just because our attractions are open doesn't mean we're over the worst. We've got a long tail on this one. We want to push furloughing right through the winter to make sure that the attractions that can't get involved in a profitable summer, what we would term as sub-economic, as in not actually making any money but are open, that they are supported going forward. So look forward to the announcement on Sunday. and we'll be back with you next week with an update and hopefully a positive outlook and a roadmap of how we go forward. Have a good week.